We appreciate your continued viewership on our channel. In this video, we aim to draw a comparison between the political situations in Niger and Nigeria. Nigeria is currently under a military regime, while Nigeria operates under a civilian government. These two systems differ significantly in how they handle issues such as freedom of speech, human rights, and government transparency. In a military regime, there is a tendency for strict obedience to orders, with limited room for criticism or dissent. Such governments often rule by decree, disregarding constitutional rights. In contrast, civilian governments generally uphold the principles of free speech and provide avenues for citizens to seek justice through the legal system. Let's begin by examining the case of Samira Sadu in Niger Republic. On September 30, 2023, this activist, blogger and journalist disappeared mysteriously. Her lawyer reported that she was arrested by individuals who appeared to be law enforcement officers, yet no government agency has acknowledged her detention. This lack of transparency is alarming and raises concerns about her well-being. Samira had faced previous detentions, even during the civilian government in 2020. Her recent disappearance is allegedly linked to accusations of undermining the state and revealing classified military information. A Facebook post was cited as evidence, and this has led to calls for her release from various quarters, including Amnesty International. Now, let's shift our focus to events in Nigeria. Abdul Rashid Bawa, the former chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has been in detention since June 14, 2023. The reasons for his detention remain unclear, but it is worth noting that he was investigating corrupt politicians who lost their immunity upon leaving office. Detaining him has implications for the prosecution of these politicians. Chike Ibezim, another individual in Nigeria, was arrested for defamation against a person with influential connections. He has been detained for almost 60 days, and his arrest raises questions about the use of law enforcement in civil matters. Despite two court orders demanding his release, he remains in custody. Ibezim's arrest was related to an article, but the question of the actual authorship of the article remains unresolved. The situation highlights a lack of due process and an abuse of human rights in a civilian regime, contrary to the expectations of the rule of law. The key takeaway from these cases is that human rights abuses and violations occur in both military and civilian regimes. This highlights the need for responsible governance and adherence to the rule of law, regardless of the form of government. In Nigeria's case, a civilian government has struggled with economic challenges, raising questions about the competence of those in power. The comparison between Niger and Nigeria underscores the importance of sound governance, transparency, and the effective use of power to improve the lives of the citizens. Whether under military or civilian rule, the performance of a government depends on the individuals in power and their commitment to serving the nation's interests rather than personal gain. In the end, it is the people who suffer the consequences of poor governance.